will go into the headlines of the day. We've scoured through headlines in the national dailies this morning, making the rounds, and we're just going to go straight into it this morning. Tone, do you want to start with the first one?
Okay, but let me start by saying, how was your night?
My night, because we're doing something rather unusual that I haven't done before, I'm not sure that I slept. I'm actually not sure that I slept. I think I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I think I must have dreamt about this morning as well overnight. So yes, I woke up by 4 thinking, oh yeah, let me stand up. I was like, oh no, I have to. But then I was sending messages around, how far are we ready, what's happening. So yeah, I'm not sure that I slept, if I'm going to be really honest with you. I think I was just a bit, I won't say nervous, anxious. Yes, that's what I would say it was.
So I'm going to go back to your vision board.
Okay.
And say, for me, there are things we have no control over, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And you must not allow such things to keep you away. Mm-hmm. So I'll be sincere with you. When we chatted last night about 9:30, 10, 9:30, 10, I think before 10:30, I went to bed and I was deep in my sleep.
Oh, wow.
Until 6:45 this morning, when the alarm woke me up. Oh, and wow. For me, I know we're doing something different. You're working from home. I'm doing it from where I am in Abeokuta. Mm-hmm. I knew that it would happen. It may not be perfect, but it would happen. And that is why we're here this morning. It's happening. It may not be perfect, but it is happening. So what am I trying to say? There are some things that is beyond your control. All you can do is just pray and hope it goes well. Yes. And then you get to sleep.
Thank you for that. I will take that.
Okay. So today is 9th of September, Tuesday, 9th of September. This is the newspaper review on Your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. The first newspaper we will be taking will be The Punch, with the two headlines. First one, 2027. North rallies voters as South tops pre-registration list. The second report says 2 Nigerians arrested in India for drug trafficking.
In the Guardian newspaper, we have 2 fleeing residents drown as bandits abduct 49 in fresh Sokoto attack. Commuters stranded on 3rd Mainland Bridge as residents protest demolition.
Okay. And Daily Trust, doctors strike, patients resort to private hospitals, and residents flee as troops repel attack in Benue.
Right, and then in the Nation newspaper, we have federal government begins mapping to identify out-of-school non-literate citizens. Government distributes 2.9 billion health materials.
In the pen pushing, we have Lagos State government seals off estates over discharge of untreated wastewater.
In the Daily Independent, El Rufai petitions PSC over alleged misconduct by Kaduna police. Federal government, Dangote, Nupeng meeting, deadlocked. Strike continues.
And in the Vanguard, which is the last newspaper we are taking on, 3rd Mainland Bridge gridlock. Residents protest demolition of houses in Oworonshoki. And I know our colleagues, Emmanuel and Co, were caught up in that. The second headline in the Vanguard says, suspected armed robbers attack petrol dealer in Minna, flee with 8 million naira.
Yes, and those are the headlines on doing headlines from the national dailies this morning. You want to do well to go get you a copy or read online. Actually, you should stay with us as we tackle the hot topics this morning. There's a lot to talk about this morning, and we will be doing so. I said for me too. Do you want to check the first headline this morning?
I will. Who is our analyst this morning?
Adeyemi. I'm wondering why he's not here, but I'll reach out to him now. I've sent him a
All
message
right.
already.
All right, reach out to him. So this is a newspaper review session on Women Radio 91.7 today, Tuesday, 9th of September, 2025. It's 23 minutes to 8. And the first report that we are taking is Nupeng shuts depot as federal government Dangote talks drag. Yeah. So talks between representatives of Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the leadership of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, dragged on for several hours on Monday night. That's yesterday, despite the role played by the federal government through the Ministry of Labor, Employment and Productivity for reconciliation. Apparently, officials of Nupeng paralyzed fuel loading activities across petroleum depots nationwide yesterday as they kicked against Dangote Petroleum Refinery's alleged ban on workers' unionism. So the meeting, they had a meeting, and the meeting involved all the parties. The meeting was held at the Ministry of Labor in FCT Abuja. The meeting lasted for several hours, despite plans for both parties to immediately sign a memorandum of understanding to put an immediate end to the ongoing conflict. Adeolu Adeyemi, thank you very much for joining us. Please help me mute yourself for now. Thank you. So Adeolu, I was just taking the first headline. Nupeng shuts depot as federal government Dangote talks drag. And I mentioned that all the parties involved had a meeting yesterday at the Ministry of Labor in FCT. Apparently, Nupeng officials paralyzed fuel loading activities across petroleum depot nationwide because it kicked against Dangote Petroleum Refinery, allegedly the said Dangote Petroleum Refinery banned workers' unionism. The meeting, as I said, had in attendance executives of NUPENG, officials of Nigeria Labour Congress, and the Trade Union Congress. Also present was the distribution system storage, and quite a number of and representatives of Dangote Group and MRS Petroleum. So the meeting was chaired by the Honorable Minister of Labour, Mohammed Dingyagi, and of course the Minister of State for Labour, Nkiru Kanyojocha. If you recall, we've had this feud in the past, and the Minister of Labour State, Nkiru Kanyojocha, barrister, actually, got involved, spearheaded this, and it was settled. But obviously yesterday, the meeting did not generate any resolution. So I just want to know, what do you think? We haven't had these strikes of recent. So what do you think, Adeyemi?
Oh, thank you very much, Tom.
And before you go on, let's welcome you formally, properly. We're doing something different.
That is the advantage of technology as it is. That's why we said Nigeria, we must also go in that route. Technologically, we must be up there and doing. Well, I would say that going to the question, yes, for a while, we have not seen a strike, coming up in Nigeria. It has to do with the person in government as the president and his cabinet. They always tend to make sure that they interface with the people. There is not the kind of that are dictatorial completely, but as it is. But in this case, honestly, I would, like it's not the government, but the government has to come in to mediate, and at the same time, the people of the country are going to be held ransom. But for that reason, is the reason why the government has to mediate. What we are saying, it is what we have been seeing over the time. What has been happening that we have not taken cognizance of as a nation and as a people. you find out that most of these are big companies in Nigeria. They don't allow their workers to, to join union or to establish one union or the other, which implies that they're tyrants. They have been, oppressing their workers. Without the union, there's no way you'll be able to challenge the authority, especially when the laws and the rules, be implemented are not humanly favorable to them. So, and that is exactly what Dangote also is trying to play, because, outside that, in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that's Section 40 of the fundamental rights. The section says that you have a right to peaceful assembly and association. And in that association, it could be in the workplace in any form. But in this place, we are talking about workplace. So they have a right to associate. And in the course of associating, you'll be able to stand up to some things. You'll be able to demand for some things. And that is exactly what these people are agitating for. If that is not allowed, then whatever rules and regulation, whatever policy the companies implements, those people will abide by it, whether they like it or not. But with association, they'll be able to fight it back, especially when the policies are not humanly friendly. So that is because of, even when you look at their welfare, the reason for this is basically because of the welfare of the workers. And that was what caused the first industrial revolution. So we must be honest with ourselves, whether we like it or not. It is time that Nigerians, we must come of age. It is time. It is not only Dangote. You see, when you look at these foreigners, I'm talking about the Indians, the Chinese, all these foreigners that come to establish one business or the other, one company or factory in the other in Nigeria. This has been their mode of operation. Our people are being subjected to hardship, to all sorts of dehuman policies under these people. And yet, you see, what I'm interested in is not just only labor picking on Dangote as it is now. This should be an eye-opener that all the companies in Nigeria, they should go there, investigate. If they do not have union, it must be mandatory that they have union, because our people are suffering. I know there was a case of somebody who lost a hand sometimes ago. I think we discussed it on this media, when the person lost hand, and after some time, it was eased up the employment to go without compensation. So these are the forms of the human activities that goes on in this company that is not being checked, because there is no person, there is no union to fight for the right of that person. So as it is, this one, whether we like it or not, me as a person, because look, it does not matter whether I'm working in Dangote or not, but the rights and the welfare of the workers, not only tanker drivers, everyone, to the least person, the messenger, the cleaner, their right must not be infringed upon. They must have right, they must have freedom to everything, to hospital. That's one of the things that these companies, they try to deny their workers. Right to good health. Right, you'll see they'll say some casual workers. You see, a lot of things goes on. Even the casual workers. The law says after a period of time, they should be converted. They should be stabbed. But you know what they do? Even I see it's happening in IITA. I'm going to mention that name this morning. IITA in Ibadan is an international institution. IITA in Ibadan, all their casual workers, by the time you work for 3 months, they will ask you to go home. You know why they are doing that? They are doing that so that you will not have 6 months stretch. Because the law says by the time you spend 6 months, you must be stabbed. So they will make them redundant for 1 month, then absorb them back after the expiration of 1 month. So they will now start another 3 months working spree. No, it is not allowed. These are not allowed. And exactly the practice that has been going on in Nigeria. So as it is, it's a good thing, and the Nigerian government must be on the side of the union if truly we are concerned or we love our workers and we want the best for them in this nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adeyemi. There's a school of thought that says the action, this strike, it is triggering fears of fuel scarcity because motorists and commuters are worried about potential hikes in transportation fares and the broader economic impact if the shutdown persisted. Though, because I commuted from Lagos to Abeokuta yesterday, though the effect of the strike was not felt by Nigerians on Monday, or stakeholders said that the continuous shutdown of the depot would lead to fuel scarcity. I mean, we mentioned that there hasn't been any strike or fuel scarcity in the last 1 year or more than a year. So this is a worry for commuters and Nigerians. Would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, thank you. But the truth be told, except Dangote refinery will do the needful, there will be no reason why the strike will not go on. Let's be honest. Presently, I'm in Iwo. I'm in Osun State. I also traveled from Lagos to Osun State yesterday. So I'm presently in Iwo. As it is, Dangote refinery must yield to the demands of the union. These people, you cannot infringe on their fundamental right. You cannot take what belongs to them away from them. If they do not dance to it, then let them, you see, by the time the strike goes on, every one of us, you and I, will all feel it. So we will understand the impact. So when we understand the impact, we also will stand in the defense of these people. So that's the reason for that. You see, whether we have not had strike in the last 1.5 years or so, it does not matter in this chapter. The fact is that we want the best for our people. It is not only when it concerns us. That's when we fight for our right. We should be able to fight and defend the right of every Nigerian as it is today. Because that is where we are. We are the people. Whoever has a business organization in Nigeria should understand that you are serving the needs of the people, and at the same time, you must take care. You must be interested in the welfare of those who are working for you. So that is the situation as it is.
Thank you very much.
So I have a question to ask him.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but we already know that as Nigerians, the moment something like this happens, it's a ripple effect that it causes. What I mean is the moment that there is whisper, not even that there's an actual strike, the moment there's a whisper of strike, food hike, it's immediate. Because people are trying to guard their possessions, they're trying to guard, we don't know where next, fuel. I was already thinking, do I need to go and get fuel into my car? Do I need to go and get fuel into the keg at the back so that in case there's no fuel in the car, maybe it finishes, I can do that. So I know you say, Nigerians should stand, but what always happens is it seems like Nigerians become the collateral damage when this sort of things happen. What would you say to that? Because we have to also consider the effect is having on ordinary Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Fumi. Well, in all honesty, if you and I are going to be honest with ourselves, for the fact that it has been announced, but I still tell you, yesterday I was able to buy fuel even up to yesterday night, and the prices has not gone up. And so far, when it comes to the market system, I don't see the price of goods going up as it is. You see, if it's just going to be for 1 day, right, to demand for the right of these people, I think it's worth the fight. It's worth the pain that we have to go through. You see, if we do not sacrifice, there is no way we can ever benefit from the luggage that abounds in this nation, and particularly with those who are the ends of our fear, with the way we are being treated. A lot of issues we are still going to treat in the course of this newspaper review this morning, because I know that so many things are there that it concerns you and I. And you see, when you say when you clamor for peace, There is no peace without war. Until you are able to fight for your right, that is when you can get it. Nobody wants to give you that right with free hand. But you have to fight for it. That's why Bob Marley said, get up, stand up and fight for your right. We have to do that. It's the right time. Because the more they are putting all the taxes they said they want a better Nigeria, and the better Nigeria that they want, you see that a lot of things comes with it. There are those that are good that we can easily, make our ways with. We can easily comply, but there are those that we cannot live with. So those that we cannot live with, then we have to stand up against it. That's the reality of life, and that's the truth in the whole thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Adeyemi. I hear what you're saying is a price we all have to pay for a better Nigeria. It's 7 minutes to 8 newspaper review on Your Women Radio. We also want to thank our colleagues behind in the studio, Timmy and Michael. Thank you very much for doing a good work. And
yes, thank you, Timmy and Michael. Yes.
The numbers to call are 07000 917 917 and 09155 917. I think this should be 917. It says 916. Anyway, 09155. Tell me we'll take the numbers well. The text and WhatsApp number is 08155 917 917. It's 7 minutes to 8 for me. Over to you, please.
Okay, well, we're going to go in the next headline this morning, which is from the Guardian newspaper. Interestingly, our colleagues were in the heat of it yesterday. That's commuters stranded on Third Mainland Bridge as residents protest demolition. Commuters faced severe difficulty on the Third Mainland Bridge yesterday after residents of Oworonshoki in Kosofe, Lagos State, blocked the bridge inwards Oworonshoki to protest the demolition of their houses. The exercise, which began on Sunday, reportedly displaced about 3,000 people. The protest compounded the already heavy traffic in the corridor caused by the ongoing repair works on the Ogudu Bridge, forcing commuters to spend several hours in gridlock. The leader of the protesters, Opeyemi Ogunlami, said, "We didn't plan the protest. We decided to demand our rights. The Lagos state government is destroying the lives and property of Oworonshoki people." The permanent secretary of the Lagos State Ministry of Urban Development, Bolahan Oki, came to Oworo and claimed the people didn't have papers, when in fact they do. They have certificates of occupancy. The government officials want to build their own villas in the area, displacing the poor to benefit the wealthy. Ogunlami, is also a leader of the Take It Back movement in Kosofe, added that we have evidence of the estate they want to build there without consideration for the original owners. The world will know that Lagos state government wants to harm the poor masses in Oworo if they continue the demolition. The protest will continue on the Third Mainland Bridge. We would rather die on the Third Mainland Bridge than allow it. People are dying. A pregnant woman and her 5-year-old child died during the demolition. When contacted, Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, said the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has directed a pause in the demolition for dialogue. Government officials were present and peace has been restored. Adeyemi, I think a couple of weeks ago we had a conversation on housing, and we had talked about how we have a housing pandemic in Nigeria, how most of the houses in Lagos and in Abuja don't have people living in them. We have a housing crisis, and then the government seems to be going ahead to demolish properties. Whether they have sent a circular or not, I mean, yesterday myself and Tomu had talked about this extensively, and she had said that she believes that a circular was, sent, but dialogue is necessary for movement to happen. Before you go ahead to do something, there has to be dialogue. What are your thoughts about this?
Thank you very much for me. Let's ask ourselves this question first. These people in Oworonshoki, there must be some of them who are the first settlers in that place to be their ancestral land. Now, do we say because we want to modernize, we want to make Lagos a mega city, that some class of people must be ejected? evacuated, must be sent away to Ogun State before they can exist. No. Even in the United States of America, as it is, as beautiful and as big as it is, as you are here to stay, we have Brooklyn in New York. Are they not the same kind of people? And you see, look, let's be honest with ourselves. Enough of these antics, enough of this oppression by the so-called government of Lagos State when it comes to housing with the people of Lagos State. Okibola has to mellow down, has to relax, whether there is any circular being sent to these people or not. What are you trying to do to them? Are you telling them they are not worthy of the society that they live in over the years? What are you trying to portray? Are we back to the days of the colonial leaders that Ikoyi was only meant for the whites and the elites? Those that were able to school. Is that what we are saying? Now when we talk about oppression, we talk about enslavement, we talk about colonization. Are we not doing the same thing to our people after independence? That we say this is the government of our people, for our people, and only by our people to be ruled by our people. So what's the problem? So as it is, look, whether we like it or not, these people, even whether they have CFO or they do not have CFO, before the advent of CFO, some people were living in that land. Some people communal land. Over the years, now because they want to, what you are seeing, what is displayed now is that they want to take all the waterfronts. That is what is happening. They want to put the rich ones at the waterfront. Does it mean that the God that has created that waterfront and those people that got there first, are they not fit to live in such area? Must it be only the wealthy ones that must live in waterfront? It shouldn't be so. Top Mainland Bridge is enough. It already separates those people. And even now, as it is, as we speak, we say island and the mainland. There is already, that's a two part. Let the people that lives in Oworo, if you say you want Lagos a mega city, what you can only do to them is to instruct them, please modernize your structure. Let it be up to date. Let it be up to time. Don't send them away. That's oppression. We are oppressing our people. We complain about the white when they were colonizing us. Supposing the white were still to be in Nigeria, the way they spent so long a year in South Africa, you and I will not be talking this way. We will not be acting this way. Because we will have seen Shege. All these people, all these Oki will not have gone to school. They will be useless there too. But the fact that God gave us the opportunity, that those people that fought for our right were able to secure that independence for us, then we should also understand that the independence is not for the elite. It's for the old Nigerian. And we must also create room where everybody will have the sense of belonging, that I'm a citizen of this nation. The moment you are a citizen, when your NIN says that you are a Nigerian, and all your numbers are there, your details are there, which implies when you are going out of this country, you have the passport of the nation, then you should be able to benefit and enjoy the largesse and the benefit as a citizen of this nation. So the right to live is there enshrined in the Constitution. You can live anywhere in Nigeria. That's what the Constitution says. So why do you want to display these people because you want to make a mega city? If you want to make a mega city, you see, let's take a cue from what Benga Daniel did in Ogun State some times ago, when he wanted to take over a particular place that's along Abeokuta Expressway. Before he destroyed those people's houses, you know what he did? He built new homes for them. So when after he had built it and they had settled them in, that's when he took over the land that he wanted to make use of. Why can't we do that? Why do you say because you have given them, you have sent them notice, so you don't care where they live? You should care where they live because they are Lagosians, they are Nigerians. So their welfare is important. They must have a roof over their head. When you go to Ikoyi, you see, so many things are wrong, and we don't have the fear of God. That's the expression of the way we are behaving. We don't have the fear of God. This housing deficit that you and I are talking about, we talk about the one in Abuja and the one in Lagos. Do you know how many properties are there in Abuja that nobody is living in there? Do you know that Ikoyi, you know lot of old Ikoyi, so many of those buildings are empty. They just bought them there, nobody is living in there. And yet, when the government is trying to build housing estate, they are all, like I said, go and find out. Their housing estate is always the most expensive in that area. Even when they sell land, it's the most expensive. So tell me, how are you making your governance to be attainable and reachable and beneficial to the people when everything that you do is out of reach for the common man? Not masses, the common man. We are all common man from the way they operate, because they don't care about you and I. A lot of things we are still going to discuss. I know we are still going to talk about the cost of the 5% or that is being added to fuel. You see, a lot of things goes wrong. A lot of things. Think about your people first. Look, it is not only the Oworonshoki people that will fight this fight. Every one of us, we should at least, please, like we are doing now this morning, let us lend our voice to support the people of Oworonshoki. Nigeria will be great and Nigeria will survive.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi.
Thank you.
Tom. Yeah.
I have a comment. I hear you, and I think you're right in your postulation that even developed worlds, they have their shanty towns, they have their plains. But I know that in London, Peckham and Brixton, that used to be areas for people that are not economically buoyant, is now modernized. You know, these shanty areas, like some people would want to call it, they're now very modernized. So for me, I see no reason why any government shouldn't modernize its town. But what I would really love to ask is, did the government engage well with them? I'm sure that they would have sent letters. I said that because that's the normal thing, is the common sense thing to do. They would have issued letters out. But I also mentioned yesterday with Fumi that not everybody is literate. Not everybody can read. Did they engage? Did they have community engagement? Did they explain to the resident what they intend to do? Were they able to convince them to say, if you allow us to modernize, or if we take over these areas, these are the areas we're going to move you into, we're going to give you this kind of compensation? Did they do all of those? You know, because if they did all of those, why are we here? It'll be good to hear what you have to say at the end.
Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, and from what we read, they only sent circular to these people, and they were able to dialogue with just quite few numbers of the people in that area. In matters like this, it is not just the few that are being affected. It's a whole lot of community. There should be what is called town hall meeting, where this matter will be discussed. That's what ought to happen. And like I said earlier, there is no way you want to modernize that you will say the people should not leave. You mentioned Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn in June. Peckham. I was in Peckham in London in June. But you know, a lot of things has changed in Peckham. Yeah, but you still have the masses that are living there. I went there to go and eat amala in Mama Oworonshoki or something amala spot there. I went to go and eat amala there, and I saw the old place. I said, wow. But you still see that the people there are still the common people. Even when you see the Asians that are selling the groceries, they are still the common Asians. So you must give room for everybody to have a place in your society. Your society cannot be 100% the elite I want the people to understand, especially our government, if at all you want to make a difference, the commonwealth of these people that you people has embezzled over the years, from the inception of democracy in this nation, and even the military regime that ever took place in this nation, have they been able to recover this commonwealth of the people? Until you are able to recover the commonwealth of the people, and the people are able to enjoy it, that is when you have the right to implement certain laws that economically could have an impact on the people, and the people will be able to see that yes, you have done your part. It is them to pay back to the system. But you have not done that, and you continue to oppress the people with your policies, and at the same time you are slapping them in their face with the way that you people are mounting onto yourself at the expense of the people, and yet you want the people to be there to be acting like fools and not speak up. You see, that third Mainland Bridge, if those people do not continue that protest there, so that the movement of the people in and out of Lagos are being hampered, then something is wrong with them as the people as well. They must fight for their right. It is the right, it's not only for them. Don't forget, you and I, we will have one person or the other, whether a relation or a staff or a friend's friend who lives in that area. And don't forget, all the people that live in Oworonshoki are not illiterate. Not that we don't have modern houses in Oworonshoki. It's just the fact that they want to make sure that they take over that place. It's called waterfront. That is the problem they have. It's waterfront. Why did they not go to Agege? I say they want to, because they want to modernize Lagos. Let them, the people in Agege, Oba Agege, Ori Agege, let them go away. Why did they not go there and do that? It's because of they want to enjoy waterfront. They've sold the whole lot in Banana Island finished. There's no more waterfront in Banana Island. So the next place is Oworo. No, we will not take that. We will not take that.
Thank you. Thank you. Fumi, do you have any further questions before I take on the messages?
Yes, we have a call coming in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh dear, we lost that call.
Okay.
The number to call is 0700 917 917 09155 917 917. You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756 537. We are also live, so you can listen to us on YouTube at WFM 917. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. 1 minute after 8.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Earlier, Adeyemi, we're doing our trial from home. So when a call comes in, Timmy and Michael will just,
I
think the call. Oh, there's a call, Tom. Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. You know everybody in the studio.
Hello.
This is Angela Gibson calling from South.
Okay, I'm not sure if we can hear the call very well.
The call isn't clear. The call isn't clear. Please do call us back.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you do auto call back?
Okay, this is it's 11 minutes after 8 on Women Radio 91.7. Please feel free to call us back, but if the network is not too good, we won't be able to take your call. The numbers to call 07000 917 917 and 09155 917 917. If you are having problems with the network, please send us a message on WhatsApp or text 08155 917 917 and 0703 565 37.
We have a call, Tom. Sorry,
Okay,
Tom. We have a call. Go ahead. Good morning. Go ahead. Hello, good morning. Okay, please do also. Do you know what? So just go ahead until we can set up the call.
All right, for me, I will do that. Let's not interrupt again. We will just do this, okay? Thank you. I'll just read two messages for you at the Yemi. The first says, why so much trouble on Dangote refinery? What happened to Nigeria refinery? Hayward, that's Hayford. Osage from you. I also have a message from Dayo, Lagos. I'm just going to paraphrase. Basically, Dayo is just upset. Nigeria is not working well for Dayo as far as it's concerned. He's talking about subsidy money. He's talking about wasteful. He's talking about the president traveling. He's talking about taxing. He's talking about vehicles for senators. He's talking about 300% increase and building houses for judges. He's talking generally. Dayo is just not happy with what is happening in Nigeria. He mentioned free education, but I will try and educate Dayo that there is, the education is actually free to an extent. If you're referring to NEL Fund, it is, because it's a zero interest. But Dayo is not happy with Nigeria, and that's it. So,
but Dayo is never happy with Nigeria, really.
Never happy, and we will continue to give every night.
It cannot work. It's because some people don't want it to work, so that they can benefit. You see, a lot of politics goes on behind the scene when it comes to that which can benefit you and I. When the people, the so-called elite, can lay their hands on it. That's what you see playing out. It's the reason why the refinery has not been working. Don't forget that refinery was working before. But because some people, because of their plan ahead, you see, if you don't want anything to work, you are not going to start it the day that you want it to be in the public space, or you want to bring in your own into being. You must have started strategically by making sure that there is no working bit by bit. You are going to kill it bit by bit. You won't kill just at once. That is what has played out with Nigerian refinery. And Dangote, the reason why he came to Nigeria, he said he's going to make sure that problem of fuel that we're having in Nigeria is going to solve it. And the train he has, his refinery, is going to provide for the whole of West African states. And as it is, that's the second largest refinery in the world. Is the biggest, largest when it comes to a single train in the world. So which implies Dangote can solve Nigeria fuel price problem. But outside that, this issue we are talking about, it has nothing to do with the fuel per se. It has to do with the welfare of the people. Do we say because Dangote is an investor in Nigeria, then he should take advantage of our workers? No. That should not be allowed. If Dangote is going to make use of these people as his staff, then he should be able to create a space for them where they can have a voice. That is all that's what these people are asking for. An avenue, a platform where their voices can be heard. That's all. That's unionism. That's what they're asking for. That shouldn't be a problem. Now let me go to Dayo's case. It's not even the share excuse. Those are the first things. So, you see, we should understand one thing with this particular government. I said this some times ago. I said what the man presently is fixated on is the macro economy. You see, if you do not, okay, you said you want to have a factory. You want to have a factory. The factory will not just take on like that. The production will not just take on like that. You have to erect the building first. You have to bring in the equipment along with it. It is after all these things have been put together, that is where your production can start. And that is exactly what is happening. When the macro part of the economy is not settled, there is no way the micro economy that will actually benefit you and I can actually be enjoyed. That is exactly what this man is doing. Until that economy, macroeconomy aspect of it is well established and settled, that everything now will be taking space and will be taking shape. And before you know it, when you have 24 hours electricity supply, you know that you as a person, women radio can be on the air 24/7 without owning generator. I think I remember sometimes ago when women radio we were managing our time on the air. There was time we'll go out, then we'll come back. That will not be there. But if that aspect of power is not settled, that will never come to be. And so it is, even this food production. Look, you said foods are expensive. How will they not be expensive? Are you producing? We are not producing. But this man has started working that line. You saw what he's doing with agriculture. And even when you plant today, you cannot reach the produce to germinate for it to mature before you can harvest. And even after harvesting, that's where it will be taken to the market to be sold before you and I can go there and purchase. So, Dario, I just want you to exercise patience. Look, I know the angle Dario is coming from.